Everybody, Jay Ward here. We're back live. Yes, he does. He's a loyal fan, and I'm Jay Ward. Never mind. I'm Jay Ward.
I'm Seth
And we forgot to do predictions for Extreme Rules, because of course we did. WWE, we really hate you. Stop giving us 2 pay-per-views a month. Pay per view. We don't want to pay too... Anyways. So, we're going to do Extreme Rules, or we're going to at least talk about it, because, we forgot to do it. So, yeah, I'm still the champ. 167 days. It's a record. Yes? Yeah? No? The originals?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For the originals. Let's start. Let's kick this bad boy off, shall we? With noise in the background.
Thanks a lot.
No, I'm just kidding. Today's first match that we're going to talk about is a mixed tag that no one gave a crap about. Versus... hopefully some matches that people do care about. In the opening bout, it was a mixed tag match between Rich Swann and Sasha Banks, a legit boss, squaring off against...
What are you doing?
Squaring off against Noam Dar and Alicia Fox. Anyways, who do you have?
This is what happens. Okay. This is pretty much what happens behind the scenes if you guys don't know. This is pretty much our life.
Alright, I'll tell you who won and stuff.
Oh,
okay, so basically Noam Dar and Alicia Fox lost because of course they lost. Who cares? Anyways, yeah, the faces won. Who would you have had and why?
Why don't you go get it? I would have had Sasha Banks and Rich Swann.
Which they did. Fantastic. Rich Swann got the pin off a Phoenix Splash, which rarely ever happens for the hometown guy to win. Anyways, moving on. So, moving on now to the Intercontinental Championship match between a man known as Dean Ambrose, the Lunatic Fringe, and the A-lister, The Miz. I know The Miz. He was in that Marine movie instead of the Randy Orton guy. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, but in all seriousness, The Miz actually took over the Marine series because Randy Orton was going to be, and apparently Marines don't like Randy. So, hashtag sad truth is sad. Moving on. So, yeah, The Miz won. Not by DQ, because of course the stipulation was that if Dean Ambrose, that lunatic, got himself disqualified, I'm going to stop doing that now, he would lose the Intercontinental Championship, and instead of going with that cheap, cheesy ending, it was like the ref was going to disqualify Dean for putting his hands on the official. And then The Miz took advantage of that distraction with a skull-crushing finale to get the win. Who would you have picked?
I would have picked Dean pretty much.
It's fair to say I would have picked Dean too, but we both would have been wrong. Moving on. Let's talk about the submission match. Give me a second. I like the blue nose, so I'm going to wear the blue nose hat until somebody takes it like that.
Just to say, this is what happens behind the scenes.
The submission match between Austin Aries and the king of the cruiserweights, Neville.
This is pretty much what happens.
You dropped it on my pudding boy. Have your hat.
This is pretty much what happens behind the scenes in our
No,
life.
this isn't. This is just what happens when a fan gets run around our set while we're trying to record. So, Austin Aries lost to the Rings of Saturn. Who would you have predicted to win this match?
Austin Aries, pretty much.
It was a solid technical match between the two, and I honestly would not have been mad either way. Up next.
Moving
on. Hang on, give me a second. I like the brew nose. Anyways, moving on now. We're gonna move on now. Or we're gonna try to anyways. We're going to try to move on here. We're going to move on to the tag team match. Another solid match, according to people who watch professional wrestling tag team. What?
So hard.
Who did?
You, apparently.
For what?
Jumping at you.
What the fudge? Who cares? I'm trying to do a video. You keep putting your own hat in my pudding. I like the blue nose.
I should kill you.
Just say this is what happens in life.
Anyways,
almost.
so.
This is
Anyways,
what almost
it was
happens in
Cesaro
life.
and Sheamus. Sheamus and Cesaro. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Versus the Hardy Boys in a steel cage match for the tag team titles. Sheamus and Cesaro won. Yes. They deserve to be champions, or at least Cesaro does. My opinion. You almost won. Moving on. No, but yeah. So, who would you have predicted to win this
I would
match?
have picked Jeff and Matt.
I like the blue nose.
Just to say, this is almost what happens in life with us
Whee!
and friends.
Yeah, I know. Because we can handle this. We totally can handle this.
I know, but this is what happens sometimes.
So, yeah. Moving on to continue. Now, we go from one of the better technical wrestling matches to one of the worst on the show. And the women, oh, the women. I wish I could have good thoughts for you. Unfortunately, we got brought back to the Vince Russo time period, bro. Apparently, he liked to say that. And apparently, bro, he liked to put a lot of things on a poll. You could almost say the next match type he might make is this guy on a pole match. And it was a kendo stick on a pole match this time, featuring the man or the women known as Bayley, aka the Death of Bayley, and Alexa Bliss, which was a squash match. It was stupid. This is just us going out of control. And then we have the Fatal 5-Way match. Oh, wait, did we do predictions?
No.
Who would you have predicted?
I would have predicted Alexa, pretty much.
I would have picked Alexa as well.
Yes, this guy on a pole match. Book it, Vince Russo. Book it. Book it, Vince Russo. That random dude on a pole match. Guarantee you he would too if you could get that guy on a pole. Can you handle this? Anyway, the final match was a Fatal 5-Way. Zeth, can you say some names?
We had Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Bray Wyatt, and Seth Rollins.
The first man was Roman Reigns. The second man was Finnith Balor. The third man, he was the Samoan who knows a lot of submission holds and is considered a machine, the Destroyer, Samoa Joe. Then you had the architect of beating Triple H at WrestleMania 33, Seth Rollins. And lastly, but certainly not least, you cannot forget about the Eater of Losses, Bray Wyatt. This guy in a pole match. Just saying. This guy in a pole match.
Go on, face it, real.
Such Finn is a face reveal where I come from.
So you like Sin Cara then, basically.
Oh, hey.
People are not coming back. I don't know if they're coming back in or not. Yes, they are. Okay, people are back. So, basically, it looked like Finn Balor was going to win with, as Ryan Zane likes to call it, the group de Gracie. What? No, it's fine. He'll just be the faceless one, aka Sin Cara. He'll be our Sin Cara.
Might be Rey Mysterio.
No, you're Sin Cara because Sin Cara in English means faceless one.
Oh, wow, that's
That's not.
It's not. It's just me giving the English definition of a Spanish name or word in this case. Moving on. No, not because you're in a black hoodie or wearing a black mask.
Can we be him down soon?
No, but anyways, moving on. So yeah, we have all the fun stuff. So yeah, it looked like Finn Balor was gonna win with the Coupe de Gracie.
You mean coup de grace?
I know, but Brian Zane calls it the Coupe de Gracie, so I'm gonna. I know. Anyways, so he does that. right? And then out of nowhere, it's just like, oh snap,
Why?
Samoa Joe shows up, he
Just
wins
why?
the Fatal 5-Way, and at Great Balls of Fire, please tell me if you can actually take that pay-per-view name seriously based upon the fact that it was based off a song. The winner of the match was the Samoan Submission Machine, Samoa Joe. Who would you have had to win this match?
I would have picked pretty much Roman Reigns. My guy.
I would have picked Finn Balor because I really want to see that match between Finn Balor and Brock Lesnar. I want to see if the WWE would actually allow Finn Balor to hold his own against the Beast, the Conqueror, Brock Lesnar. Well, that's all the time we have for He's the Faceless One. I'm Jay Ward.
I'm Seth Rollins.
We'll see you all in the next video.